is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in on this Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. Wisconsin is bracing for an election day unlike any other, with record numbers of votes recorded before polls open tomorrow. Polls have consistently shown Democrat Joe Biden ahead in the state that Trump won by fewer than 23,000 votes in 2016. Nearly 1.9 million Wisconsin voters cast their ballots either by mail or in person as of this morning, fueled by concerns about the coronavirus. That's nearly 42% of the voting age population and 51% of all registered voters. President Donald Trump planning one last campaign stop in Kenosha as he tries to duplicate his 2016 victory. He'll make stops in 4 key battleground states. Joe Biden begins the day in Ohio, a state where his team has seen some last-minute hope, and spends the rest of the day in western Pennsylvania. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
Joe Biden and President Trump plan to spend their last day of campaigning rallying supporters in battleground states. The president is kicking off his final day in North Carolina, where he's predicting a red wave of support at the polls tomorrow. The president is holding 5 rallies today in 4 battleground states, while Biden will hold 3 rallies in Ohio and Pennsylvania.
We need every single one of you to get out and to vote on Tuesday. My message to you is simple. Pennsylvania is critical to this election.
Biden is sticking to his message that he's the best candidate to lead the country during the coronavirus pandemic.
The truth is, to beat the virus, we first got to beat Donald Trump. He's the virus.
President Trump continues to downplay the pandemic as scientists say it will get worse with colder weather.
Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election.
More than 94 million Americans have already voted, and both campaigns are already fighting in the courts over mail-in ballots, which could sway the election outcome. The president says his lawyers will swoop in as soon as the polls close tomorrow.
I've seen people where an election got stolen, and by the way, we're not going to let that happen to us, you know, with these ballots.
Our response is the president's not going to steal this election.
Biden is promising to have plenty of lawyers on hand to make sure all of the votes are counted. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And the fight over ballots has already been played out in the courts in just about every battleground state, with some of those cases already being appealed to the Supreme Court. The city of Madison's clerk's office is making a list of 10 things voters need to know ahead of tomorrow's election. Election officials say that some polling places in Madison have changed since the last presidential election, so they ask you verify your polling place at myvote.wi.gov. They say if you are in line to vote at 8 p.m., stay in line. Officials say the address on your voter ID does not matter. Proof of address is only needed when you're registering to vote or updating your voting registration. Also, Madison ballot drop boxes will be cleared out for the last time tonight at 5 o'clock. After that, voters will need to bring their ballots to polling places. To see the full list of things voters need to know when heading to the polls, head to our website, channel3000.com. Mayors from 5 major cities in Wisconsin are giving final updates before voting begins tomorrow. The mayors, including Madison's Mayor Satya Rose Conway, are addressing voters ahead of Election Day, as well as what voters need to know if they have not yet returned their absentee ballot. We'll have more on this coming up in later newscasts. Health officials are giving voters tips on how to stay safe at the polls while voting.
There's no way to make voting completely risk-free. At the same time, there are ways to reduce the risk to a significant degree, such that most medical experts would say if you can wear the mask, if you can socially distance, if you have the hand sanitizer and you can keep your hands free, the benefit of voting probably exceeds the risk.
Health officials are also telling voters if you're outside voting or waiting in line, you should still be wearing a mask. They also encourage voters to go to the polls in the morning when it's not as busy. Cities and businesses across the country are preparing for a worst-case scenario following Election Day. From Denver to New York City, banks and high-end retailers are boarding up their stores in the event of protests. Office buildings around the White House are also taking precautions. Our entire team at News 3 Now will be working to bring you live local coverage throughout election night. We'll be streaming local content nonstop on channel3000.com and our streaming app, Channel 3000 Plus. Head to channel3000.com/apps to find your connection to our coverage. A partly sunny and warmer start to the work week. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Hattie McLean has a look at your first warm forecast. Hi, Hads.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, we have some high-level clouds across southern Wisconsin. Here's a look in Platteville from our Queen Bee Radio sky camera. Still sunny there. Those clouds are just filtering the sunshine this morning and into the afternoon. Look at weather track. There is no precipitation falling from these high-level clouds, so our forecast is dry. Temperatures are climbing. A few spots are in the 50s, especially through southwestern Wisconsin. Should be a warmer day today than yesterday, with highs reaching 53 here in Madison. You're going to notice a southwesterly wind shifting to the west later on this evening. Still a little breezy today, but definitely not as windy as it was yesterday. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to take a look at that long-term temperature trend that we have coming our way this week.
Nice looking week. Thank you, Hattie. We'll see you in a few minutes. The Green Bay Packers will be without another one of their running backs on Thursday as they battle the San Francisco 49ers. ESPN's Adam Schefter says A.J. Dillon is out for Thursday's game after testing positive for COVID. Dillon played yesterday against the Vikings, and reports say there have been concerns about his offensive teammates. Running back Aaron Jones has been out the past 2 games due to an injury. Jamal Williams is the only running back left on the roster. Right now in Wisconsin, health officials and county dashboards have reported nearly 230,000 positive COVID-19 cases. This includes over 2,000 deaths. Currently, over 47,000 cases remain active. The U.S. reported more than 99,000 new coronavirus cases on Friday, more than any country has ever reported in a single day. Health officials are especially concerned about infections in key Midwestern battleground states like Iowa, Michigan, and Wisconsin. A doctor who treats COVID patients at 2 Green Bay hospitals, both of which are near capacity, says he's concerned about making progress against the virus, saying public health policy has become political.
We are flaunting masking. We're debating basic, effective measures. I know this is a very emotive topic, but just stop. Look at the data. Look around you.
The New York Times looked at the top 20 metro areas with the greatest number of new cases relative to population. 10 were in Wisconsin. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
There's no better way to show your patriotism than to get out and vote. And we've got just the thing to get any procrastinator off the couch and to the poll.
Time is running out to participate in our home evaluation program. You may remember we started out looking for 50 homes. Thank you for your response. Then 30, now down to 20. Don't you miss out on these special savings on Eco Sky windows from Mad City Windows. Beautiful windows that will give your home an energy upgrade this winter. Whatever size you need. Bay, bow, double hung, slider, and wood grains on the inside. We've been in the #1 spot as the top-rated remodeler in Wisconsin for the last 8 years. And now you can be one of 20 homeowners to save a lot of money here at Mad City Windows. 75% off labor on new windows. 60 months, 0 interest, and we're going to compensate you for your time. $100 Walmart gift card with purchase, $50 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Be sure to ask about virtual estimates from Mad City Windows. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
How often does Todd Novak vote with Republican Party leadership? 100% of the time. That's right. Now he votes 100% of the time with the Republican Party. Novak voted with his party leadership to protect polluters and let insurance companies cut coverage for people with pre-existing conditions. Novak said he would be an independent voice, then sided with corporate special interests 100% of the time. Todd Novak has changed. He's not working for us.
What's this election about? It's about the people who built this country. What's Biden done for working families? Nothing. Sold us out with NAFTA, now weekly selling us out with China. Trump? Say what you want, but he has our backs. Increased our take-home pay, gave us better trade deals, playing hardball with China, bringing jobs back home. Trump? He's put American workers first.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. Get the products you use every day at Menards. Keep your home well lit and comfortable with Lutron dimmers. Lutron dimmers add style while saving you money on your energy bill. They're all 11% off. While you're shopping, stock up on Energizer batteries. Grab a 16-pack of Energizer AA or AAA batteries for only $8.99 each after 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The rules are clear. One person, one vote. News 3 Now shows you how to be sure your absentee ballot was received and what'll happen if you try to vote twice.
I'm confident that the systems we have in place will protect the security of our elections.
Tonight at 10.
After a year of listening to political bashing and endless promises, the election is only hours away. So no matter who you're supporting, I urge you to get out and vote tomorrow. As a simple way to remind your friends, neighbors, and coworkers to hit the polls, we've created an all-American fruit-filled hand pie that's guaranteed to be a winner. We start by unrolling a refrigerated pie crust and cutting out circles with a can, drinking glass, or cookie cutter. Then we place a spoonful of cherry pie filling in the center of half of them and blueberry filling on the others. This way, no matter what party someone favors, you're good to go. Now, to the circles we made from another pie crust, we cut a star in the center of each one using a paring knife. Now we place these over the filling and seal the edges with a fork before popping them in the oven. When these come out of the oven with the filling bubbling hot and the crust as golden as can be, it doesn't matter which candidate you vote for. These are true winners. The recipe for our Election Day ham pies is online now, which will give you plenty of time to make them before casting your vote. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I'm eating both because, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a warmer start to your Monday, and this could continue throughout the week. Meteorologist Hattie McLean has more ahead in your first warn forecast.
Take a look at the Eco Sky window from Mad City Windows. It has a 0.17 U factor, the lowest in the industry. We're going to keep the cold out this winter. We're going to save you energy dollars. In fact, we have thousands of satisfied customers here at Mad City Windows. Let's listen to a few right now.
The quality of the window and the product is amazing.
You know, who can complain when you get what you pay for?
Call in now to be one of 20 homeowners to get these special savings. 75% off labor. Zip code and location are important. We'll put a good neighbor sign in the yard. You get 60 months zero interest financing. You're going to be compensated for your time. A $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Be sure to ask about virtual online estimates. And you get a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate from Mad City Windows. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message. He's erratic.
I have 5 different strategies I could change any moment.
Refuses to lead.
I don't take responsibility at all.
Or rely on experts.
One day it's like a miracle, it will disappear.
Enough.
As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America. I will defend us from every attack, seen and unseen, always, without exception, every time.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hi, folks. Tuesday morning, after months of campaigning, Election Day is finally here.
We'll have live team coverage all morning covering what you need to know if you haven't voted yet and why we may not see results by the end of the night.
We'll see you starting at 4:30.
Wisconsin's votes will matter. That's why on election night, News 3 Now is committed to covering the local vote live on Channel 3000 and on our digital streaming service, Channel 3000 Plus. Download it now. Join the News 3 Now team as we track an election like no other. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's up over 350 points. The NASDAQ is up almost 3. The S&P 500 up 31. Here's Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee now with all of the ag news. Hi, Pam.
Hi there, guys. Yeah, let's talk a little bit since it's post-Halloween. I thought I'd bring you some numbers about how important candy is to the dairy industry. Might as well think about that if you've got leftovers. First of all, sales are still robust as far as the Halloween candy was concerned. According to candystore.com, they said chocolate candy purchases were up 12% this year. Sales of candy overall up 9%. Their top 10 most popular candies to be handing out at Halloween all contain milk chocolate. Now, milk chocolate by law has to have at least 11% milk in it, or 12% milk in it. So there's a shot in the arm for dairy industry. In 2019, we spent $4.6 billion in Halloween candy 8 weeks before the actual event. 96% said they were still planning to at least buy Halloween candy, even if their kids weren't trick-or-treating or they weren't expecting too many people out there. $3 billion alone in chocolate candy is what they were expecting that we would spend this year for Halloween. So I thought, given the fact that there might be some folks out there that are looking at a dish that wasn't necessarily dented with kids, think about the dairy industry and how you're helping out there. This is a big week for the meat industry in Wisconsin. On Friday, they are virtually going to dedicate the Meat Science and Animal Biologics Discovery Center on the UW-Madison campus. One of the items that's already up and working, if you're looking to source your meat locally, Bucky's Varsity Meats is at home in that Discovery Center. It is allowing for curbside pickup. All you have to do is go to the Bucky's Varsity Meats website and place your order, and you'll get a chance to buy your meat local through the Meat Science Department on the UW-Madison campus. Markets are lower today. A lot of conversation about low export numbers, particularly seeing China back off on some of their purchases. Barrel cheese today in Chicago was unchanged at $2.53. 40-pound block cheese down 1/4 cent at $2.78. AA butter up 2 cents today at $1.41 per pound. But I thought since they're, like I said, it was a different Halloween for sure. So if you're like me and you overbought and you're looking at it, just think of the dairy farmers.
You're helping the farmers. All right. Good news. Thank you. Thanks, Pam. And more good news. Hattie McLean over in the Weather Center. Good-looking week.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's hard not to smile when delivering this forecast. We have a lot of sunshine coming up. Here are the 3 things that you need to know. Really, nothing but sunshine in our forecast. No storm systems headed in our direction at all this week. 60s are back in the forecast for many days. Still a little bit breezy today, but definitely not as windy as it was yesterday. Take a look at the peak wind gusts recorded across southern Wisconsin. La Crosse gusting to nearly 55 miles an hour, 48-mile-an-hour wind gusts here in Madison at the airport, the same at Monroe. Portage topped at 42 miles an hour for those gusts, and in Middleton, the peak gust was 40 miles an hour. So very windy across all of southern Wisconsin. Now today is going to be breezy, but definitely not as bad as that. Take a look at the upper air weather pattern. You'll notice these greens and yellows indicating warmer temperatures out to the west under a ridge of high pressure. Now, as we put this map into motion, you'll see that ridge rotate a little bit to the east, so moving more into the central part of the country as we go through this week. That'll do 2 things. It's going to allow that warm air to move into southern Wisconsin, and with the jet stream to our north, it'll take the storm track out of the area as well. So we have a dry forecast going through the week. Now, it's not going to last forever. As we head through the weekend into next week, you start to see these colder temperatures moving back into the U.S., and it is essentially going to cool down pretty quickly as we head through next week. So I'll stand covering up next week for the time being. Just focus on this week right now. Look at these high temperatures in the 60s all the way through the weekend. Just know that as we head into next week, it's going to definitely feel like November with those temperatures cooling down pretty quickly. Our weather track forecast showing you the high level cloudiness that we have across the Badger State this morning. These clouds are drifting through the area, and they'll likely continue through the next couple of hours, clearing as we head towards the evening. Our current conditions, 48 right now in Madison. We do have a southerly wind at 10 miles an hour, so it feels a little cooler. Wind chills, though, are at least in the 40s. Here's a look at temperatures across the area. We have temps in the mid-40s in the Dells and Janesville, 46 right now. 50s on the map from Mineral Point over to Prairie du Chien. There is that southwesterly wind, so our wind chills a little bit of a factor. It feels like 40 in the Dells, 39 in Janesville, and 36 in Monroe. Wind speeds over the next 12 hours are going to stay rather strong through the afternoon, but but then they'll continue to diminish as quickly as the sun sets. Our future track wind gust forecast, we could see some of those wind gusts in the 25 to 30 mile an hour range briefly today, but generally it's only going to be breezy, not as windy as it was yesterday. Those wind gusts come down as we head into the overnight hours. Our future track forecast model, here's a look at the high temperatures today. Upper 40s in the Dells, 50s though there to the south. We will cool down this evening, but with mostly clear skies. Temperatures are expected to drop into the 30s. Our extended forecast, here are all the details. It is a beautiful one. We have quiet weather conditions through this week. Temperatures in the 60s as we head through Tuesday and Wednesday. That beautiful forecast continues right into the weekend. 66 for a high on Saturday. Mark, it's tough not to round up. For November, these temperatures are phenomenal. As I said, though, it is going to cool down next week.
The forecast is the winner.
That's true. I'll take it.
Thanks, Hattie. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, Linda Bartsch from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. 270-9933 is the number to call. We'll get to your questions right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
To fix the economy, we have to get control over the virus. We need increased federal support for testing, doubling the number of drive-through testing sites. It's a simple measure. Everyone needs to wear a mask in public. We need real plans, real guidelines, with uniform, nationwide standards. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Thank you for calling Mad City Windows. We started out looking for 50 homes. Thank you for responding. Then 30, now down to 20. Participate now in our home evaluation program, and you're going to save a lot of money. We want to take those old windows out and install the new Eco Sky windows to give your home an energy upgrade. We're talking about a 0.17 U factor, one of the lowest in the industry, if not the lowest. Beautiful windows that keep the cold out in the wintertime. Last chance to call in during this program to be one of 20 homeowners to get 75% off labor on new windows from Mad City Windows. 60 months, zero interest. We're going to compensate you for your time. Zip code and location are important. $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Ask about virtual online estimates, and you get a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate from Mad City Windows. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
There is only one America. No Democratic rivers. No Republican mountains. Just this great land. And all that's possible on it. With a fresh start. Cures we can find, futures we can shape, work to reward, dignity to protect. There is so much we can do if we choose to take on problems and not each other, and choose a president who brings out our best. Joe Biden doesn't need everyone in this country to always agree, just to agree we all love this country, and go from there.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. Linda Bartsch from the Bruce Company is taking your calls at 270-9933. Good afternoon, Linda.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. It's good to hear. We got lots of calls. Let's start with Joanne from Wanakee. Hi, Joanne. What's your question?
Hi, my question is about when to cover the roses. I usually mound dirt around the root system, but do I wait now until it's going to freeze, or when do I do it?
Okay. Well, normally this time of year you would have things mounded up. If you haven't done it yet, this would probably be a good week to do it so that you're ready for next week's colder temperatures, because the whole point, and are you doing these on hybrid tea roses?
Yes, I guess we are. Yes.
For folks out there that don't understand, hybrid teas, there's a bud union at just below the soil, it should be, and that needs to be protected.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because if it's a shrub rose, you don't have to do that. that's on its own root, and that doesn't need to have soil mounded up around the base of it.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Let's go to Shirley now in Madison. Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
What do we do with all the pumpkins that are carved and all the gourds and stuff that we don't eat?
Well, some people put them in their compost bin. That's a very good question. I know some people actually definitely use the seeds. They roast those seeds, but the actual pumpkin that's left behind, that should go into compost.
Okay. Let's go to Mark from Verona. Hi, Mark, go ahead. Or is this Roger?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
I bought, foolishly, a winter hardy fig tree this year. What do I do with it now? It says it's hardy till -10. I have a guarded stairwell. And
What do you
it's still
have?
in a pot.
All right, it's still in a pot.
Yes.
If you have -10, that's interesting. I'll say, I don't know if it needs a chilling period, because some people, things that aren't hardy, some people that have sunrooms and things, they have an amazing ability to overwinter them by just keep sort of treating them as a house plant. Or if they have a room that is kept a lot cooler than the rest of the house, that's another spot that sometimes people can overwinter things that aren't quite hardy enough to survive our winter.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try it in the guarded position. One more quick question.
Sure.
Self-root or own-root rose bushes, hybrid teas, are now available. What do I do with those in the winter?
Okay, hybrid teas are the ones that have a tender bud union that should be planted.
But these are on their own roots.
Own root?
They're not budded.
Okay. If they're own root roses, then as long as they're planted in the ground, you aren't getting new ones, are you? You're not planting new ones at this time of the year, I hope.
No, we've lost.
Okay.
All right,
He does not have to do any protection.
All right, let's go to Angela from Middleton. Hi, Angela. What's your question? Angela, you there?
Yeah.
What's your question? She has a poinsettia. Will it bloom again is the question.
Poinsettias. All right, this is the one where they need hours of darkness. They need 14 hours of darkness. And so if you have a room that is isolated and is exposed to just the natural light from outside, that will work. If you turn the lights on in the middle of the night or in the evening, then that interrupts that dark period that poinsettias need to develop the red panicles.
Okay. We're out of time. Thank you, everyone, for calling in. Linda, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, have a great day. Here's Hattie with one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, Linda was talking about those hours of daylight. We lost an hour over the weekend as we set those clocks back. We gained an hour at the early part of the day, but lost it at the end. Here's a look at our sunrise-sunset times. We're losing about 15 minutes of daylight each week. Now, we're enjoying that earlier sunrise right now, but in a month, sunrise is officially after 7 o'clock once again. We have about another hour and 15 minutes to lose before the shortest day of the year coming up on December 21st. That's just 6 weeks away, so if you're not a fan of these shorter days, just 6 weeks and the days officially start to get longer. Here's a look at our Metro Futurecast for the afternoon. We have a high of 53 degrees, mostly sunny skies, just that high level cloudiness into the area. Still breezy today with a southwesterly wind. Our extended forecast, though, looking perfect through this week.
Good looking week, that's for sure. Thank you, Hattie. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.